Hello, all my fellow gamers and horror film fans. I'm Mike C. Welcome back into the Chrono Cabin. This is the Weekend Watch and Play edition. That's right, it's the weekend, and this is where I love to talk to you about all the horror content I will be watching and all the video games I will be playing over the weekend. We'll start with the horror content, and then we will end with the video games. Now, if you watched my last Weekend Watch and Play, you will know that that was a Netflix weekend. All the content I watched was on Netflix. You can see that video right here. Also, I have this series in a playlist, so you can watch these Weekend Watch and Play episodes whenever you want. Doesn't necessarily have to be current. I'm sure you'll find something that you would like to play or something that you would like to watch in some of the past episodes as well. So let's start. These are 3 Shudder originals. So this is a Shudder weekend. I have been very impressed with the Shudder originals, so hopefully these don't disappoint. We'll start with The Seed. 3 young influencers head to the California wilderness to party and to film a once-in-a-lifetime meteor shower for their social media channels. What starts as a weekend away in a remote luxury villa turns into a psychedelic tale of
horror, death, and alien invasion.
That's right, this movie's got everything. I think this is going to be a fun one because I think this looks campy. It's got aliens, so it's kind of a horror sci-fi type thing. I mean, who doesn't love a good alien movie? I don't know. I just think it looks like a lot of fun. I don't think it's going to take itself too seriously. I noticed that they use social influencers a lot in movies these days. Not actual social influencers, but people like characters that are social influencers. I mean, we saw this in the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. I mean, I guess it's a sign of the times, right? But anyway, I think this is going to be fun. Looks like it may have a few laughs. Hopefully they aren't giving away all the good parts in the trailer, but the trailer looks intriguing. I mean, the thing is definitely shot well. The location, you can't go wrong. It's the California wilderness and very beautiful spot. I always like locations. I am ready to enjoy it this weekend. The next one is They Live in the Gray. While investigating a child abuse case, a clairvoyant social worker discovers that the family is being tormented by a supernatural entity. In order to save the parents from losing the custody of their child, she must confront her own fears and use her ability to stop the
malevolent force.
Yeah, now I feel like this topic has been done before, or this scenario has been done before. I feel like this movie is going to be a little bit like M. Night Shyamalan's The Sixth Sense, just in the fact that the woman who is the social worker has this special gift or this special ability to see spirits. It's that special gift that is a burden to have, and the person that has it sees terrifying images, but eventually learns that she can help them. So we'll see if they kind of run along the same lines as M. Night Shyamalan's The Sixth Sense, or if they go kind of a unique route with this. It does look a little creepy. This actually got quite a few likes on Shudder. I usually don't pay attention to the ratings, but it seems like people are liking this, at least on Shudder, so I don't know, we'll see. Hopefully it'll be another good one. The final movie is a movie called Hellbender. No, not The Last Airbender. No, not Hellraiser. Hellbender. This movie involves a teenage girl named Izzy who leads a very isolated life on a lonely mountaintop, and she has a very overprotective mom who shelters her from the world. She doesn't have any friends, so she heads down the mountain one day and decides to try to find some companionship. Well, she finds the wrong companions. She gets into a drinking game with them that involves a worm. Yeah, people actually do that, by the way. They drink tequila and they put a worm in there, and then they drink the tequila with the worm, and the worm is supposed to sop up all the alcohol. I don't think it actually really works that way, but people do it. But in this case, the worm doesn't actually just sop up the alcohol, but it actually possesses the girl. So this is kind of one of the weirder plots, I think. And you know what? It's kind of unique. I'm not really sure I've seen a worm invade someone's body per se from a drinking game, and it turns into a horror movie. I don't know. I think this could be pretty entertaining. This movie actually did get some accolades from various film festivals, and it is another one that's gotten pretty good ratings on Shudder. Again, don't really like to pay attention to that stuff too much, but out of all 3 of these movies, I think this is the most interesting movie. It's got kind of a witchcraft type feel to it. It looks like there's a little bit of a Salem type thing going on. some of the clips in this trailer actually look really creepy. So this might actually be the creepiest movie of the three. I don't know. We'll find out. But this one definitely has piqued my interest for a while. I'm going to finally get to watch it this weekend. Finally have the time to do it. So Shudder weekend, here we come. By the way, I'm not endorsed by Shudder or Netflix or really any streaming service, but I'm going to tell you this. If you are a horror film fan, I would definitely try out Shudder because there is a lot of great stuff on there. By the way, I just noticed that they have the Darkman series on there. Now, if you're a fan of Darkman, that's kind of awesome. I'm probably going to rewatch the Darkman movies. They aren't really horror. I don't know why they're on Shudder per se, but I just think it's kind of interesting. They're more comic booky than anything. But I don't know, it's kind of cool. But if you ever go and look at some of their catalog, they have great classics, and they've got a lot of very interesting movies on there. So can't say enough good things about Shudder. I've been a member now for maybe 7 months or so, and I am really, really enjoying it. So if you haven't signed up and you are a horror fan, I think it's definitely a good idea to at least try it out and see what's on there, because their catalog has grown quite a bit. Now, let's get on to the gaming. All right, first of all, on my PS5, I am still playing a PS4 game. I'm playing an old game, Horizon Zero Dawn. Yeah, I mentioned this in the last episode of Weekend Watch and Play as well, but I am really far into the game at this point, and I've got to say, I'm really enjoying it. I am still enjoying it. I am really enjoying figuring out what happened to the old civilization. Why did the machines take over? I'm really interested to learn about what Project Zero Dawn was. And again, I haven't played this game before, so the plot is completely new to me. And I wanted to play this before I play the new Horizon Forbidden West, because I feel like there's a whole backstory in Horizon Zero Dawn that I really wanted to learn. And I'm really glad that I'm doing that. Also, by the time I finish this game, which may still be another couple weeks, hopefully Horizon Forbidden West will be on sale, so I kind of win there. And I like to play these games back to back because it's kind of fun to see the evolution of these games. And also, by the time I play Horizon Forbidden West, the plot of Horizon Zero Dawn will be really fresh in my head, so it's kind of fun to play these games back to back, so that's really why I'm doing it. Also, another thing I got to talk about in this game, I really, really like the character Aloy. I think the writers did a great job with the character development of Aloy. She is just a great protagonist. She's like the protagonist you want to see in a good book. I like the fact that she's witty, she's sensitive, and she really has a compelling urge to figure out what happened in the past. And she understands that there is more to the story. And she's that total adventure type. I think she's a great character. Also, Ashley Birch does an amazing job voicing this character. She is a real talent. So much so that John Carpenter actually left a comment on her Twitter account saying that her performance in this game as Aloy is triumphant. So I didn't know this, but it sounds like John Carpenter, master of horror, is a video gamer. So on a channel like mine, where I talk about horror movies and video games, I love that there's people like John Carpenter. At least I think he's a video game fan. I mean, you have to play the Horizon game in order to comment on the performance of Aloy. But that leads me to another point too. I do think that even though the Horizon series is a younger franchise, I do have the feeling that this is going to somehow turn into a series on HBO or Netflix. I mean, it just kind of lends itself well to it. I think Aloy is such an interesting, strong protagonist. You've got a lot of interesting factions where you could have a lot of interesting characters. Definitely, I think they're going to turn this into a series. That's the Chrono Cabin prediction. I may be totally wrong. But they are making a lot of series out of games today, which are 3, The Last of Us. So even though, again, this is a younger franchise, I have a feeling this is going to get turned into a series. But we'll have to see with how successful Forbidden West is. And I'm imagining that it's going to be very successful. A lot of people were very hyped for this game. A lot of gamers were very hyped for this game when it first came out. They were waiting a long time for it. And so far, the reviews have been pretty good. So we'll see. But anyway, just a little thought prediction down there. Now, I'm still playing Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon Keep. I'm not going to say the whole title, it's too damn long, but I am still enjoying it. It's downloadable content that I never played, and you know, I got it with PS Plus, so I'm playing it. I'm playing it in anticipation of Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, which is coming out very soon. Again, not much to say on this one that I haven't said before. I'm enjoying it, haven't played the content before. Probably pretty close to finishing. It's not very long, obviously, so it's an easy game to get through, and I think it'll set me up nicely for Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. Now, on my Switch, I am still playing Pokemon Legends Arceus. Yeah, I'm about 3 or 4 weeks into this game. Like I mentioned, I find this game really relaxing. I generally tend to play it before bedtime, which is what a lot of people do with Dragon Quest games. They tend to play it before bedtime because it's kind of a relaxing game that you can just kind of play a half hour at a time. You can play Pokemon a lot, but I tend to play it for a half hour, maybe an hour before I go to bed, and I just kind of unwind with it. I'm 3 or 4 weeks into this game, and it's not getting old. In fact, it keeps piquing my interest. I'm still playing it, not feeling like the game is dragging at all. I actually like it. I haven't played any of the new content that they've released yet, but I'm still kind of in the earlier parts of the game because I'm just kind of enjoying it. Really can't say enough about this game. I don't mind the graphics. I just really like this game. It's a fun JRPG to play. Speaking of JRPGs, I am actually diving into Triangle Strategy. Don't have much footage to show you. I like to capture my own footage. I haven't really started the game. I have the demo right now that I downloaded, and I'm going to start that. I know I'm going to like this game because I'm a big fan of Final Fantasy Tactics. In fact, I really wish that Square Enix would do a remaster of Final Fantasy Tactics, or even a Final Fantasy Tactics Part 2, because that was a fantastic game for me back in the day. Now, the closest thing to Final Fantasy Tactics is Triangle Strategy. I know I'm going to enjoy this game. I'm going to play through the demo, and I will end up buying it, but it's great to just have the demo and be able to start playing it and then transfer over my game save. Again, I really like that HD 2D style. It's just great. It's kind of like you have the old school pixel animation, but just the really pretty backgrounds, really crisp looking backgrounds. It's just great. I fell in love with this with Octopath Traveler. Octopath Traveler has that same HD 2D background look. In fact, Triangle Strategy looks a lot like Octopath Traveler, so I know I'm going to enjoy it just from the visual standpoint. And Octopath Traveler, by the way, another great game. That's a long game though, so if you're into character grinding, that's a great game. But I should say something that I am enjoying about Triangle Strategy is just the fact that people are enjoying this style of gameplay still in 2022 and moving on into 2023. I think that's great because a tactics-like game is still popular today. Gaming changes over time, but I like to see this style of game being preserved, this tactical, turn-based style. It just shows that this style of game has some staying power, and I like to see that because I like to see some of the older style gameplay still moving on and continuing on like a legacy, just as an HD 2D and brought up to modern times. And I think Triangle Strategy is going to be really rich in character development. It's going to be a very rich narrative game. I already know that. I like that though. I like narrative driven games, so who knows? I think I'm going to really enjoy it. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. That's all I got for you. And if you really like this channel, please subscribe. Please give it a like. And if you don't like it, give it a dislike. Fine. Have a great weekend, everyone. No matter what games you're playing, what horror content or movies you're watching, whatever you're doing. Hope everyone has a great weekend. Keep watching those horror movies, keep playing those video games, and I will see you soon.